The Judgment Day story continues to unfold on Raw, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new with Alexa Bliss, John Cena, and more. Starting things off with the Judgment Day story. Their story kicked off this week through both sides exchanging messages with each other through backstage promos. Damian Priest touched on how the new lame version of the Judgment Day hasn't been able to do anything to the Terror Twins, and how the Judgment Day just ends up running away each time they cross paths. Rhea Ripley spoke to Dominik, saying that he's going to find out that it was Damian and herself that were the ones keeping him safe this whole time. Rhea argues that Liv Morgan has not taken everything away from her, and how Liv has only become a discount Rhea Ripley. The twins promised to take out Dominik and Liv Morgan at Bash in Berlin. Liv and Dominik then replied to that backstage promo with one of their own. Liv said that they were out of their mind if they think they're going to beat Dominik and herself. Liv even called Dominik and herself the most dominant couple in the history of WWE. Liv noted that no one puts a hand on Dominik and gets away with it, so she's going to make Rhea pay for that. Dominik then challenged Damian Priest to a match that same night on Raw, with the only condition being that the both leave all their extra help backstage and just fight for themselves one-on-one. And this itself should be a big hint of what's to come. Dominik Mysterio challenging someone to fight and promise to leave everyone else in the back. That just seems too good to be true, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. Turns out there was no match between Dominik and Damian Priest. It was a trap set by the Judgment Day to try and take out Damian before Rhea had the chance to save him. Rhea did eventually come out, but the numbers game finally caught up to the Terror Twins, and the Judgment Day dominated them in this moment. And this was a moment that was definitely needed for that current story. Finn Balor and the Judgment Day had the upper hand at SummerSlam, when they made Rhea and Damian both lose their title matches. That was perfectly executed by them. But the 2 weeks following SummerSlam were dominated by the Terror Twins looking strong and focusing the Judgment Day to retreat on multiple occasions. And it was a tad embarrassing for the new Judgment Day, because at the end of the day, it's still a 5-on-2 situation. They're always going to have the numbers advantage over Damian and Rhea. So to see them getting smacked around and running away for a few weeks there did make them look a little foolish, because 5 people couldn't stop 2. But the Judgment Day finally pulled their act together and were able to dominate Rhea and Damian in this trap beatdown segment. So this segment and moment was needed so that the story wasn't so lopsided. A lot of fans are still discussing the possibility of Rhea and Damian recruiting some extra help, but at least at this moment, it seems like it's very unlikely that anyone else will join this story. It's a Judgment Day Civil War story, so it's likely that the matters just stay between the current and former members of Judgment Day. The main match for this story is the twins versus Liv and Dominik, but knowing the Judgment Day, it seems pretty much confirmed that we'll see Finn, Carlito, and JD make an appearance during the tag team match to try and swing things in Liv and Dominik's favor. But it does seem pretty unlikely that Damian and Rhea would lose this match, because they're the top 2 stars that don't get pinned that often. And Damian and Rhea were both pinned at SummerSlam, so it just doesn't seem like either of them will be taking a pin again so soon. But then again, who knows what the Judgment Day have up their sleeves? And maybe whatever they do at Bash in Berlin will explain why Rhea and Damian get pinned again. This story absolutely should not end at Bash in Berlin. We still have to see Damian Priest versus Finn Balor one-on-one. And maybe if Rhea pins Liv in Berlin, that'll technically make Rhea the #1 contender again. So the feud should absolutely continue past Bash in Berlin. And in other brief Judgment Day related matters, there was a report going around a few weeks ago about how a name change was imminent for Finn's new Judgment Day. But reports now claim that the plans to rename the group have been fully scrapped, and they'll be keeping the original Judgment Day name after all. Which fans are pretty happy to hear, considering that some of the new names that were floating around would have been a big step backwards. So they're keeping the name, and we'll have to see how their story continues to unfold. Alexa Bliss got the conversation buzzing around her name again after announcing something pretty big. Alexa just made the reveal a few weeks ago that she just added the iconic pink tips back to her hair for the first time in a while. Well, now, Alexa Bliss is announcing that she's also getting the hair extensions back this week. She took to Instagram to say that she missed her long hair, but how she won't miss it after tomorrow, basically implying that she was getting her long hair back this week. So Alexa's now gotten the pink tips back, her hair extensions, posted several clips of herself training in the ring, but news and reports are absolutely still silent on Alexa's WWE return. There's no news out there of her next WWE appearance at all. No rumored time frame, no rumored plans, just nothing. So it looks like it'll still be a long waiting game for whenever that return takes place, but Alexa's still building up hype with these constant reveals and teases. John Cena recently sat down for an interview with Shannon Sharpe and made a big reveal for something that hadn't been reported yet by anyone else. John Cena told Shannon that he's still retiring in 2025 and how nothing is changing that, but how he's already signed on to be part of WWE deep into the future beyond 2025. John Cena didn't elaborate on what exactly that meant and what his role would be in the company beyond 2025, but he at least confirmed that there will still be a working relationship there, maybe doing some press every here and there for them. But Cena confirmed that he will still be signed with the company long after 2025 and won't leave their side at all. He calls the company family, and he'll be sticking with them for the long haul, even after his final match takes place in December 2025. John Cena even started up a heated conversation when he told Shannon Sharpe that he ranks Roman Reigns as the #1 greatest wrestler of all time, with The Rock coming in at number 2. Cena gave The Rock props for everything he did back in the 90s, and how he was still #1 until Roman Reigns started making his run filled with so much historic success. He mentioned how Roman just had The Rock beat in all those important number categories. And it's hard to argue with John Cena's points there. The Rock is an all-time great, but when you look at the actual peak of his WWE career, it was right around 5 to 6 years long. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, has been going non-stop at the top of his WWE career for 12 years and counting. Plus, his historic stats, such as the most WrestleMania main events of any superstar in the company's entire history. So when John Cena brings up that case for his argument, it's pretty undeniable there. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.